You are the youngest MVP in NBA history, the NBA 2010-11 MVP trophy.
Former Bulls fan favorite's career might be coming to an end. Taj Gibson, a name that resonates with Chicago Bulls fans from the 2010s, may be nearing the end of his NBA journey. At 40 years old, Gibson finds himself without a team heading into the new season. After spending last year with the Charlotte Hornets, the veteran forward has yet to be picked up by any franchise, signaling that his time in the league may finally be winding down. For Bulls fans, this moment carries a bittersweet feeling. Gibson was never a superstar, but he embodied the heart and soul of Chicago basketball during a memorable era. While the Bulls teams he played on never reached the championship heights of the Michael Jordan-Scottie Pippen dynasty, Gibson's grit, toughness, and relentless hustle made him a fan favorite in the Windy City. Taj Gibson's early Bulls years, drafted 26th overall in the 2009 NBA draft, Gibson came into the league as an older rookie at 24 years old, already mature and seasoned after a long college stint at USC. He immediately found a role with Chicago, starting 70 games in his rookie season. Though he would eventually move into a bench role, his impact never waned. As the Bulls developed into one of the best teams in the NBA under coach Tom Thibodeau, Gibson's role was cemented. He became the anchor of the second unit, a defensive specialist and energy big who could step into the starting lineup whenever needed. His ability to protect the rim, crash the boards, and hit the occasional mid-range jumper made him invaluable. The Derrick Rose era and the Bulls' peak. The 2010s Bulls are remembered fondly by fans who grew up in the post-Jordan era. Led by Derrick Rose, the youngest MVP in NBA history, Chicago built a roster that could challenge the star-studded Miami Heat and Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference. Rose was the face of the franchise, Joakim Noah brought his fiery energy, Luol Deng provided consistency on both ends, Carlos Boozer added scoring, and Gibson was the glue guy. The 2010-11 season was the pinnacle of that group. Chicago finished with the best record in the NBA and reached the Eastern Conference Finals, where they eventually fell to LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, and Chris Bosh's Miami Heat in 5 games. Though they didn't advance further, that team earned a special place in Bulls history. Gibson was right in the middle of it all, providing big minutes and memorable moments, including powerful dunks and game-changing blocks that sent the United Center into a frenzy. Gibson's role as the heart of the bench. What made Gibson so beloved in Chicago wasn't just his production, it was the way he played. He represented the blue-collar mentality that Bulls fans adored. While Rose dazzled with highlight reel plays, Gibson did the dirty work. He dove on the floor, battled for rebounds, and played relentless defense against bigger and stronger opponents. Even when Gibson wasn't starting, he was closing games. His trust with coach Thibodeau and his versatility made him an invaluable piece. For years, Gibson was at the heart of Chicago's identity, tough, defensive-minded, and unrelenting. Later years and journeyman status. After 7+ seasons with Chicago, Gibson was traded in 2017 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. From there, he went on to play for the Minnesota Timberwolves, New York Knicks, Washington Wizards, and most recently, the Charlotte Hornets. While his role diminished over time, his veteran presence was always valued. Coaches praised him for his leadership, professionalism, and willingness to mentor younger players. In many ways, Gibson became the ultimate locker room veteran, a steadying voice on and off the court. Could he retire a Bull? Though his playing days may now be behind him, Gibson's connection to Chicago remains strong. He has spoken openly about the love he feels from Bulls fans and the memories he cherishes from his time in the Windy City. It would come as no surprise if, when the time comes, Gibson signs a one-day contract to retire as a Chicago Bull. That gesture would honor both his contributions to the franchise and the deep bond he built with the city. Gibson's legacy in Chicago. While Gibson never made an all-star team or lifted a championship trophy, his legacy with the Bulls is secure. For fans who came of age in the 2010s, he was part of one of the most beloved teams since the Jordan era. His role may not have been glamorous, but it was essential. The Bulls teams of that decade didn't have the jewelry of Jordan and Pippen, but they had heart, and Gibson was at the center of it. His blocks, hustle plays, and ferocious dunks, most famously his poster over Dwyane Wade in the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals, still live in Bulls highlight reels today. For many, Taj Gibson represents a bridge between eras. He played in the shadow of Jordan's legacy but helped create new memories for a generation of Bulls fans. The end of the road at 40 years old, it's rare for players to still be competing in the NBA. Gibson has defied the odds by lasting as long as he has, but with no team extending an offer, it appears his career is finally reaching its conclusion. Whether he quietly steps away or makes an official announcement, one thing is clear: Bulls fans will never forget him. Taj Gibson may not have been the star, but he was the heartbeat of an era. And if this is the end, then he leaves the game with the same reputation he built in Chicago: respected, admired, and forever remembered as one of the toughest, most beloved role players in Bulls history.